Make a video.
Wait, what?
Make a video.
Oh, okay, I'll go make the next Star Wars 101.
Not good enough.
Wait, stop. What do you want?
The light novel video. Fully edited. Now.
No, I don't want to. Oh, God!
Kid, we go back to school in less than a week and you have yet to do a scripted video. You're the one who wanted to go pro with this. The script is right over there. Man up and do it.
Okay, I'm going.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, this works better color. Alright, come on, okay. Audacity, microphone, shut this door. Camera looks good. Okay, alright. Let's see. Script, where did I put the script? Okay, that'll work there. Okay. Alright, what? Think pretty thoughts. Won't be too hard. Just breathe deep. Remember to do the jump cuts right. How's my hair look? Beautiful. Alright. Who's the man? Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, Wyatt the Word Weaver here. Let's talk about light novels. When I first became aware of light novels, I pushed back against the name. I thought that books were books, and that their length, for the fact that they occasionally had pictures in them, didn't change that one bit. But recently, I have become aware that light novels are very different from regular books. See, in order to understand a medium of art, you have to understand how works in said medium are consumed, produced, ranked, distributed, funded, etc. The systems for doing that in light novels, along with the culture surrounding them, is different enough that warrant them being considered a separate sub-medium from books. So let's understand, shall we? Light novels are considered pulp entertainment for children and teenagers. This leads them to being sold cheaply for around $6-7 a pop. Kids are supposed to buy one, read it, and buy another one the next month on their allowance money. Most light novels are, well, light, as in short, maybe 200 to 400 pages, but this varies wildly and there's really no industry standard. You can view light novels as being somewhat equivalent to the young adult fiction genre we have in the West, but there's several things that make them different. A key aspect of light novels is they feature anime-style illustrations, always on the cover and sometimes several within the book itself. Often light novels are marketed not only on the proficiency of the author, but also on the competency of the illustrator and the attractiveness of the designs they have created. Okay, that anime style leads to a discussion of the unique culture surrounding light novels. See, light novels first popped up in the late 90s as part of the post-Evangelion boom of anime-themed experimentation and insanity. They feature noir-influenced stories, edgy, mentally unhinged characters, and occasionally unconventional ways of conveying their narrative. They were often used to explore very dark and interesting premises, putting elements of sci-fi and fantasy into a modern urban setting. More importantly, these stories were written by otaku. Now, otaku is a very strange term that a lot of people have a lot of opinions about that you can see discussed elsewhere. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to define otaku as people in Japan that are fans of anime, manga, visual novels, drama CDs, and certain types of video games. These mediums contain similar genre tropes, and works in each medium are often adapted into one another, all cross-pollinating and such. Because of this, these mediums can be considered one cultural unit that evolved together. Anyway, all of that is to say is that the otaku writers making these books were influenced not only by, traditional literature, but also by anime and manga, and the stories that they wrote reflected this. Many people think of light novels as just anime in book form, and while that isn't entirely true, it's true enough that it's at least a justifiable stereotype. Shortly after their inception, light novels joined that cultural unit, and these days, many anime and manga are adapted from light novels, as well as many light novel tie-ins to properties originating with anime and manga. So even though light novels have only been around for 2 decades, a pretty strict formula for their production has arisen, and this has kind of led to them having a sort of unique problem not found in any other mediums, which is the subject of this video. They don't know how to end. So most light novels are long-form series. One-off stories are almost unheard of. This comes back again to how these books are written and published. See, publishers have a lot of control over light novel production. Young authors, and when I say young, I mean everywhere from mid-20s to late teens, will type up their manuscript and send it to online contests, and the best will be picked by publishers to get published. In other cases, writers will publish their works online in, just online book format, and they'll be found by publishers. ReZero is a really great example of that. Then the publishers will pair the novel with an artist, which, remember, in terms of marketing, is even over 50% of the appeal, because, when you're walking down the store and you're looking at all these books on the shelf, you're going to pick the one with the best waifu. As you do. Then, if the novel doesn't sell, its series dies and it is tossed in the wastebasket to be forgotten. But if it does sell, publishers ask the author to make another one. And another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and you can see where this is going. Pair that with a tendency that light novel authors have to write constantly, sometimes pumping out like 4 books a year, and the largest series, which have been around for, a decade now, have been turned into absolute juggernauts. And this means that most of the largest and most popular series have been going on for years and show no signs of stopping. Alright, I want all y'all to do something for me. In the doobly-doo for this video, there's gonna be a link to a page on my anime list. That page lists the highest ranked light novels on the site. Look at how many of them ain't finished and have that little question mark next to them. It's an overwhelming majority. And some of these just get ridiculous. No Game, No Life, 9 volumes, ongoing. Konosuba, 10 volumes ongoing. Overlord, 11 volumes ongoing. Bungo Stray Dogs, 12 volumes ongoing. The Irregular at Magic High School, 20 volumes ongoing. Excel World, 21 volumes ongoing. Baccano, 22 volumes ongoing. Sword Art Online, 19 to 23 volumes ongoing, depending on how you count it. And then there's the progressive novels and the side stories. Actually, like, all of these things have side stories. And, Reki Kawahara is an insane person. But anyway, whatever. You get the point. How is anyone supposed to buy all these books? This is insane! Well, again, these things are marketed to children, and I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid, I bought all 24 books in the Warriors series, plus like 5 hardcover side stories that were like yay big, so yeah, kids can buy a lot of books. Anyway, why is this a problem exactly? Well, the problem starts with what I am primarily concerned about. Anime adaptations. See, this might surprise y'all, considering how much knowledge I just threw down, but I've never read a complete light novel. I'm not opposed to it. There are a few even that are on my list, but, I'm just working on other things right now. But unfortunately, I do watch a lot of anime. As I stated, a lot of anime these days gets adapted from light novels, and it's safe to say with these light novel adaptations, just a clean, easy bet, that pretty much none of them are going to have a satisfying and definite ending. None of them. Ever. All of the series that I just listed off a minute ago have anime adaptations with no definite ending. That was by no means a definite list. Oh, and all of those were critically or commercially successful properties with relatively high quality adaptations. I'm not even gonna waste y'all's time with the low tier anime adaptations that get like 12 episodes and are puked out each season by some hack studio only to be forgotten the next. They're up to 3 or 4 a season these days. To my knowledge, the only high profile light novel adaptation which adapted the entirety of its source material was Toradora, which took 25 episodes to adapt its relatively conservative 10 novels. And Toradora turned out great. 9 out of 10, I love it. It's a contender for the best romance in anime. But Toradora is an exception rather than a rule. In order for Do Ra 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 to get a complete adaptation, Studio Shuka had to break off from Brainspace and revive the project 5 years after its initial run, which was a minor miracle. And even then, the story only was wrapped up for like a fourth of the cast. But that's what it really comes down to. Studio. Nisi Oisin, who, by the way, is a crazy person, is currently 23 novels deep into the Monogatari franchise. And Studio Shaft, bless their little hearts, is currently adapting number 17. They're able to do this because the Monogatari adaptations have been ridiculously successful over the last 8 years. And I love Monogatari. It's probably the most interesting currently running anime series. But I want it to end at some point, because the ending is probably going to be crazy, and oh my god, Owari Monogatari Season 2 is coming up this season, and I'm so hyped! And to be fair, I believe the Monogatari franchise properly ends at book 18, the rest is just side stories. But then again, knowing Nisio-Isin, the side stories might be the really interesting part. And Nisio-Isin is pretty much the only high-profile light novel author that tends to end his series, like he did with Zare Goto and Katanagatari, which he did after he wrote a light novel a month for 12 months. Again, Nisio-Isin is a crazy person. Also, his name is a palindrome, and half of his characters are allegories for both mental illness and otaku tropes. And while we're on a positive kick, let me just say that while researching this video, I found that the highest rated light novel series on my anime list, Hako Mari, finished with a pretty small 7 volumes, and you know what, that actually really makes me want to go read it. But back to the bad news. Most light novel adaptations do not and will not get a satisfying ending. And while not adapting the whole of a source material is a problem that the anime industry has had for 30 years now, with manga and visual novel adaptations you can just go read the source material. Not true with light novels, because it's probably also incomplete, as is the case in many beloved and excellent series. The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is both one of the greatest anime of all time and one of the most influential. It has brilliant presentation, engaging storytelling, and some of the most beloved, amazing, cool, sexy characters in anime, and oh my god, Yuki is waifu! And even though the 2 seasons and a movie that we got do a really good job to wrap up the series and give fans a sense of closure, if you want to go on with the series after that, and, go to the end of the story, you can't. Because the 11 novel series has been on hiatus since 2011, and it's safe to say that we're not getting an ending. One of the most influential series and an entire medium doesn't end. I don't know about y'all, but that is just profoundly sad to me. The author of the critically acclaimed Log Horizon, along with Mayoyu Mamoru to Uno, totally didn't just read that off a sheet of paper, was arrested in 2015 for tax fraud. And both series haven't seen an entry since, and presumably won't for a very long time. And that's such a shame, because Log Horizon is a show that I've heard so much critical praise for and that I really want to check out, but without a proper ending, it's really hard for me to get excited about it. But the real nail in the coffin for me, the show that made my appreciation for light novel adaptations wither into dust, was Re:Zero. For the 7 of you who don't know or don't remember, Re:Zero was one of the big anime of 2016. It had an intriguing premise, high production values, and several early plot twists that made the community get obsessed. Now, I usually don't watch shows week to week, and I'm not even that involved with the community, but even I could not ignore the huge choo-choo of the hype train around this show. Parody memes, plot speculation. It was constant. I even had friends in my real life. Yes, I have friends in my real life urging me to watch it. And when I found out that it was being handled by White Fox, a decently respected studio, and was getting a whole 25 episodes to tell its story, I was really confident. And then it ended, and I sat down and I watched it. And I enjoyed it. And then the ending came, and, well, it was garbage. An indefinite, cowardly conclusion that left all of the plot threads unfinished and almost every character arc incomplete, with not even an attempt to give fans some semblance of closure. Afterwards, I was angry and hungry to see how the series ended, so I looked it up and saw 13 volumes ongoing. So now what? There's been no announcement of a season 2. Did I just get invested in the lives of Subaru, Rem, and to a lesser extent Emilia for nothing? Did I just waste my time? Because that's what it feels like. a waste of time. Why is this? Why do all of these authors drag out their stories ad infinitum? Do they have no respect for their characters? Well, I think the problem stems not only from the way light novels are sold that we discussed earlier, or, I discussed, y'all have just been pretty much sitting there the whole time, looking at the screen, thinking about the angry comment you're gonna write. But that's not the whole equation. Remember, from their inception, light novels were all about exploring these dark, new ideas and pushing genre conventions in the ways that had never been done before. Light novels are focused mainly on exploring crazy premises. Like, what if we all got trapped in a video game, and if you die in the game, you die for real? Or what if this crazy, uncontrollable high school girl was somehow also God? Or what if this sexy fox girl had to solve the problem of medieval economics? Or what if this small section of Tokyo was the epicenter of a paranormal gang war? Or what if we go on and on and on? Oh, by the way, this whole obsession with premises has led to the recent trend of light novels taking that, blurb on the back of the book and shortening it and using it for their title. And that has led to titles such as, and I'm going to read this off my computer, I was reincarnated as an evil god and my subordinate demon army is on the verge of collapsing. What should I do? Or, I'm a successful light novel author at a boys' high school, but I'm being strangled by a female classmate who's a voice actress and is younger than me. Or, I've already saved this world and taken its wealth and power and live happily in a castle with a female knight and demon queen, so to all other heroes, stay out of this fantasy world. Okay, yeah, well, that's interesting. I think Or Emo started that problem, but, to be fair, Or Emo started a lot of problems. These stories are written because the author has a crazy idea and runs with it. And if it's successful, they push that idea as far as it can possibly go. And listen, I'm not trying to put down these authors or imply they don't have a plan for how their series are going to end. Heck, I respect him so much for actually writing a book, which is better than I've ever done. But for 2 decades, this industry, this is the pattern that has emerged. An industry obsessed with having the best hooks possible and not caring at all about the conclusion. And speaking of conclusions, that's why these days I don't get invested in a lot of light novel adaptations. But I want to be clear, this industry remains one of the most fascinating parts of otaku culture, and it's still evolving. Eventually, all of these juggernaut series are going to have to end, and when that happens, it's going to be very interesting to see how the industry shifts, or if it shifts at all. Will it change and become more sustainable, or will things continue to get even more insular and derivative? Only time will tell. And I personally plan on strapping time to a metal chair and taking a knife to its face until it starts singing. By which I mean I will continue to keep an eye on this medium. And that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you to all the weavers out there. Again, that link to my anime list is in the description for this video. If you want more of these videos, there are some. Not a lot of this quality, but that's gonna change really soon. Follow me on Twitter for more of my, just brilliance. If you want to contact me directly, you can do it through Twitter or YouTube, and I also have a Gmail. It's also in the description of this video. And if you enjoyed this video, you can do the standard things like liking or subscribing, or you could be a real hero and spread it around and promote it, because, if you haven't noticed, this channel is, really small, and, I kind of want to get the ball rolling and, get things moving towards my career, and oh my god, I only want to break 100 subscribers. I only want 100 subscribers. Is that too much to ask? Oh, gosh, I am pathetic. Regardless, I'm gonna keep on going, because I'm Wyatt the Word Weaver. This party is only gonna get crazier from here. Y'all be good.